Hey y'all. So in recent events, I just put a video up about, knowing the difference between the love of a black man and having a black man's heart, and how, that's one of a woman's most prized possessions, a man's heart. And I just want to say thank you all for all of you all who viewed it, commented, liked, and shared, because I've gotten really great feedback, and especially from the women. I got a really great feedback from the men as well, but a lot of women have reached out to me and they have asked, how do they know if they have a man's heart and not just his wallet? A lot of women have confessed and told the truth. I thought that if a man provided for me, that naturally meant that I had his heart and he loved me, because love is an action and they were showing me something. I'm glad they asked that question, because if you all have been following me, you know that I research everything. Not only research everything, I can remember those sermons verbatim. And luckily for you all, the preacher preached on love one day. And we all know that the church is not a building with a cross on it. It's a living and breathing organism. So while I'm living and breathing, let's go to church. So what does love mean? Love means to simply hold something or someone in high regards. And what does holding someone in high regards mean? To think highly of something and someone. Means to see the value in something or someone. Textbook definition of love means to feel passionately strong about someone or something. That's simple. On the contrary, hate means to strongly dislike someone or something. Hate means to passionately dislike someone or something. Now that we know the definitions, we've done a little research what love is, what love means, and what hate is, and what hate means. Can you see how thin the line is between love and hate? See, if loving something means to hold it in high regards, to think highly of it, to value it, and hating something means to not see any value in it because you strongly dislike it. Do you see how thin that line is between love and hate? 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I can feel love and hate for the same person in the same day. And I know you can too. That's why we're going to go a little bit into why this requires work. Back to the question. How do I know if someone loves me? Okay. Well, if someone thinks highly of you, if someone sees the value in you, if someone holds you high, in high regard. See, love is an action word. It requires certain things to move. It's a feeling. It's not just a word, it's a feeling. So it requires you to feel a certain way. It requires you to feel strongly about something. The action says hold in high regard, and then the other action says think highly of. That's a great adjective, highly of. So you're thinking, adverb, action, highly, adjective, of someone or something. So that requires you to do something. You got to think about somebody a certain type. Have you ever heard the saying, how you going to love someone when you can't love yourself? And I think that's one of the most profound statements of all times. Because now that we know what love is and what love requires and the action behind loving someone, we know that how you're going to see the value in, how you're going to hold someone high and at a high esteem and hold someone in high regard when you don't hold yourself in high esteem, see the value in and hold yourself in high regards or think highly of yourself. So how you gonna love somebody when you can't love yourself? I don't doubt that it's a lot of women and men who actually are capable of loving someone else. I believe it's a lot of you all who are very capable of loving everyone except yourself. This becomes a problem between a lot of women and a lot of men because you all are capable of loving. You all absolutely look at your woman or look at your man and see the value in that person, see the worth. Hold that person in high regard. Hold that person in high esteem. Feel strongly passionate about that person. But guess what that leads way to? When you don't feel strongly passionate and valued within yourself, and all you do on a daily is see that in someone else, it leads way to jealousy, envy, strife, resentment, contentment, competitiveness, covetousness. See, a lot of you all are at war in what's supposed to be a marriage and a union, and you don't know why. And it's because you've learned to see the value in someone else, but you haven't learned to see the value in yourself. I don't want to steer too far from the original question. How do I know that I have a man's heart? Well, see, it goes back to the original post. See, a lot of you all are after an action, but you are looking for the action to show up in the form of monetary gain. You all are looking for the action to show up in the form of stuff, things, providing. Now that we know that love is an action, it means to hold in high regard. What do you do for things that you hold in high regard? I'll tell you. I turned 40 August the 18th, and I bought my first pair of red bottoms. Hey, I kept the box. I value them. I hold in high regard those red bottoms because I paid a lot of money for them. So I put them in the box. I don't put them on the ground with the rest of the shoes that's lined up around the closet. I hold them in high esteem. I value. They're on a shelf in the closet. See, they're not lined up around the floor with the rest of the shoes. They're on a shelf tucked away in the box because I don't want a blemish, a stain, a scuff, or nothing on those shoes. I hold them in high regard. I value them. So how do you know when someone is holding you in high regards? See, they're not just spending money on or taking care of. They're actually showing you by treating you different. In Ephesians 5:22 through 33, it says, love your wife as Christ loved the church. It means clean her up. Take care of her. Be understanding. It gives so many definitions in Ephesians 5:22 through 33 of what love is supposed to translate into. Love is supposed to mean you require, when it's dirty, you clean it up. What's been going on with a lot of men is a lot of men are required to do so much. See, they are required to love. But a lot of us women have been leaving their cups empty. See, they have been filling our cups and let it overflow. Fill my cup, let it overflow. See, a man that values and loves himself will pour into your cup. And they have been pouring into our cups and letting it overflow. But because he provides, takes care of, and does things for you and you have his stuff, you haven't worried about his cup. While yours stays on full, his is being depleted and empty. And as a helpmeet, see, he's not going to always be capable of loving himself. That's when you are supposed to pour from your cup. That's why they're smarter than us when it comes to love. They after your heart because their cups sometimes stay on full while yours stay on empty. And sometimes they part with monetary gain instead of their hearts because you have been taught to see love in the form of stuff, reciprocation, and things like that. Well, guess what? Love has to come in the form of love, holding in high regards, valuing something, thinking highly of someone. And the message to everyone who's wondering whether they have someone's heart or not. How are you going to think highly of someone else? How are you going to hold someone in high regard and you don't see the worth and the value in yourself? And because you cannot see it in yourself, you cannot see it in anyone else. I would suggest to every woman who is in the sound of my voice to make sure the heart that you after values itself.